In August 2018, the state of Kerala, nestled in the lush green landscapes of southern India, prepared for another season of monsoon rains. The monsoon was expected, even welcome. It brought life to the fields, filled the rivers, and cooled the humid air. But this year, the skies brought more than just rain. They brought catastrophe. A relentless deluge battered the region, pouring down without pause. Day after day, rivers swelled past their banks, hillsides began to collapse, and dams reached their breaking points. This was no ordinary monsoon. This was a disaster in the making.
By mid-August, the rains reached a terrifying peak. All 14 districts of Kerala were placed on high alert. Major rivers, the Periyar, the Pamba, and the Bharathapuzha, burst their banks. 35 out of 54 dams were forced to open, unleashing torrents of water into already flooded valleys. Roads vanished. Bridges collapsed. Entire towns were swallowed by muddy, fast-moving water. Landslides wiped out entire hillsides, taking homes, vehicles, and families with them. Thousands fled their homes in the dead of night, wading through chest-deep water. People clung to rooftops, waving pieces of cloth, praying to be seen, to be saved. More than 400 lives were lost. Over 1 million people were displaced, forced into relief camps across the state. Kerala, the land of backwaters, coconut groves, and hill stations, was now an ocean of despair.
In the midst of destruction, a different kind of story began to unfold, a story of unity, bravery, and selfless courage. The Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, and National Disaster Response Force launched one of the largest rescue operations in the country's history. Helicopters airlifted the stranded. Boats navigated through submerged neighborhoods to reach the trapped. Volunteers formed human chains to pull people from floodwaters. Fishermen from across Kerala loaded their boats onto trucks and drove them hundreds of kilometers inland, not to fish, but to save. They navigated waters they had never seen before, maneuvering past power lines and sunken homes, carrying children, elders, and the injured to safety. They were called the coastal warriors, and they became the unsung heroes of the flood.
The flood destroyed lives, but it could not destroy the spirit of the people. Citizens opened their homes to strangers. Relief camps overflowed with donated food, clothes, medicines, and hope. Across India and beyond, millions contributed in money, resources, and manpower. From remote tribal villages to bustling cities, people united, not in fear, but in solidarity. In the face of the worst natural disaster the state had seen in nearly a century, Kerala stood tall, soaked, shaken, but unbroken.
Experts later revealed that the sheer scale of the flood was worsened by a combination of factors: record-breaking rainfall, poor dam management, deforestation, unregulated construction on riverbanks, and climate change. It was a wake-up call. Urbanization had weakened natural flood buffers. Ecological warnings had gone ignored. The monsoon had become more erratic and intense. The consequences were devastating and preventable. The disaster sparked new debates on sustainable development, climate resilience, and how communities must learn to live with nature, not against it.
Years have passed, but for those who lived through it, the memories remain vivid. The roar of the floodwaters. The silence of a submerged home. The touch of a stranger's hand in a moment of rescue. The resilience of a people who refused to surrender. The 2018 Kerala floods were more than a natural disaster. They were a test of humanity, and humanity passed. The waters receded, but the lessons remain.